Hi and welcome to the World Championships in Australia. We are in Melbourne and today it's the individual time trial for the men elite. My name is Dick Henderson and as always by my side our expert commentator Jim Jones.
Hi guys!
And Fabian Cancellara is not riding this year's edition of the World Championships in Australia, but Tony Martin is riding and he is probably the hottest favorite to win this time trial. And Bradley Wiggins is one of the pre-race favorites, among with Dennis Menshov, Alberto Contador, and David Miller, actually. And of course...
Jim Jones!
No, Cadel Evans.
He's a pre-race favorite.
Yes, he is. And we are actually in the heart of this year's World Championships, as we are at the same place that we are going to start a road race in a few days. As we can see, Michael Rogers heading off from the start ramp, trying to get a great time and maybe win this at his own...
Home country.
And
he's going to give everything he's got on this time trail.
As we can see, Samuel Sanchez heading off from the start ramp in a bit. There he goes, and he will give his all, trying to win this time trial.
Yeah, and he's in a pretty good shape, actually.
Yeah,
he might be a favorite for the road race.
Yeah, maybe so, and maybe even this time trial he put in a lot of work in his time trial in the Vuelta.
Yeah, and you remember in the Olympics.
Yes, he
got a beautiful medal.
Yeah, he was excellent in that race. As we can see, David Miller, the Brit, he got some juice in his legs when it comes to time trial. Do you think he got any chance to win this?
I don't think he's got enough to win it. I think Bradley Wiggins is more like a contender to win this for the Brits.
Yeah, and of course Mark Cavendish in the road race, Maybe. As we can see, Edvald Bosenhagen, the Norwegian time trial / sprinter specialist, he is not one of the pre-race favorites to win this time trial, but a top 10 contender if he gives its all. And next up is Alexander Vinokurov, a pre-race favorite indeed, a top 5 contender.
Yeah, and personally, what are your expectations for him?
As I said, top 5 contender, but my pre-race favorite is of course Tony Martin. He has been dominating actually, besides Cancellara, who is not contending this year's time trial, and it's Levi Leipheimer out in the course now.
And what do you think about him?
Well, he's an old man, but he still got some juice left in him. A good time trial rider, don't you think?
Yeah, he's a good time trial rider, and here we can see, is it Cadel Evans?
It's Cadel Evans, the hometown favorite.
He's a hometown favorite, and he can actually do something here today. I think he might be able to get on the podium.
Yes, he can, and it's Gustav Larsson from Sweden now heading off, the only Swede competing in this time trial, and he is definitely one of the hot pre-race favorites. And it's Dennis Menshov now. He is... Of course, actually a time trial.
Yeah, he's a big bear. He can do anything.
Yeah, the bear. And it's now Bradley Wiggins off the start ramp and Alberto Contador, one of the hottest topics before this time trial, because he can ride the mountains and he can ride the time trial bike. And it's Tony Martin next, the hottest of the pre-race favorites. Everybody is expecting him to win now that Cancellara is not competing. And Jim, you gotta give it up to this young lad.
Yeah, this young man, he almost won the prologue in the Tour de France.
But Spartacus was too strong for him.
Yeah, and now he's not
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
The fucking cunt got injured.
And it's now the first time check, and it's Cadel Evans pushing into the second best time behind Luis Leon Sanchez, and Levi Leipheimer is out of the top 5 when he passed. Gustav Larsson is not able to beat any of the top 5 best time checks.
And it's actually a shock to see Brajkovic there in third.
Yeah, but for me it's more of a huge shock to see Luis Leon Sanchez at the first spot there. I mean, come on.
Well, maybe he's been training for this. Who knows?
Who knows? Yes. And Dennis Menshov is neither able to beat the best times nor the top 5. And now we are waiting for the Brit Bradley Wiggins, and he is not able to do anything with the top 5 times. Do you think that the condition that some of the riders rode in had something to do with this? As we can see, Alberto Contador beating the best time of the day on the first time check.
No, the conditions are still the same.
So that means that Luis Leon Sanchez has rode our pretty good time trial, as Tony Martin is unable to do anything with the top 5 times. And that's a shame. And it's actually Luis Leon Sanchez still leading in the second time check. in front of Brajkovic and Veloso, who is actually surprising here today. 2 Spaniards doing pretty well, and Cadel Evans comes in at the 4th best time. And we are now waiting for Alberto Contador to come through at the 2nd time check. Do you think he got any chance to keep up this lead he has? It's only 1 second.
Well, there he comes, and what happens?
Well, he actually lost 7 seconds from the first time check to the 2nd time check. Luis Leon Sanchez's ride has been amazing.
So unless Cadel Evans or any of the other riders do something about their times, it's going to be a fight between the 2 Spaniards.
And now it's Gustav Larsson, the Swede. Is he able to do anything? No. Is Dennis Mencho able to do anything with the best time set by Luis Leon Sanchez? I don't think so. It's Contador left to do anything about that time. He was faster than Luis Leon Sanchez at the first time check, but he was beaten by 6 seconds at the 2nd time check. And here Alberto Contador is coming to the finish line. Will he be able to do anything about Luis Leon Sanchez? Well, we just had to wait for Bradley Wiggins to pass, and now it's Contador. He only got 100 meters left, and it's going to be Luis Leon Sanchez. He won this time trial in a spectacular way, don't you think, Jim?
Yes, a spectacular and surprising win.
That was an amazing race, and the top 5 is Luis Leon Sanchez, followed by Contador, then Edvald Boasson, then Brajkovic, and at the 5th spot is Andreas Klöden.
Yes, on this picture we can see a happy man. It's Luis Leon Sanchez on the podium. But Dick, let's discuss a little bit about the next stage for the men. It's the road race. What do you think about that?
Well, it's pretty long. It's a classic race, of course. It's first 90 kilometers with flat, and then we go into the laps with 2 categorized climbs. And who do you think will win, Jim? Who is your pre-race favorite?
It's Philippe Gilbert.
And maybe Filippo Possato and...
Cunego?
Of course, everybody has huge expectations for the Spaniard and the Italian team. And it's time to cut off and this broadcast. I have been Dick Henderson. Alongside me was our expert commentator Jim Jones. We really hope that you guys tune back in to the road race. Arrivederci.
Bye.
Arrivederci, Jim.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Able to beat Luis Leon Sanchez. He actually was the fastest at the first time check.
And it's
now
going
it's
to be
the second
really, really close.
So I have been Dick Henderson.
Yes, you have been Dick Henderson, but Dick Henderson's not leaving his place right now. He's going to stay a little longer, going to eat some crisps, going to have some coffee.
Xbox, Mom! No, Mom, get out! I'm playing the Xbox!
Oh.